Here's the new iPhone 14 Pro. Let me do a quick unboxing. I'll show you what's in the box and then we'll do a quick setup too. This is the base model of the iPhone 14 Pro in deep purple and it's 128 gigs. Let's go ahead and open it up. This is the deep purple. This is what it looks like on camera. And this comes in 4 colors. And here is the closer look at the redesigned cameras. Inside the box, you have just the instructions here. There is no SIM card with this phone, so I will mention that at the end of the video, but you won't see a SIM card tray at all on this phone. The older iPhones had a physical SIM card that you could remove and put into a new phone. The ones that just came out have something called the eSIM, which is just the electronic version of a SIM card. I'll show you that in a bit. And you got the charger here. This is USB-C to Lightning. So this is the end that goes in the iPhone just like before, but you don't get the cube. Again, this has been the case for a couple years. So I'll put a link below to the cube that I use from Anker that I really like. Let's go ahead and remove the cover here. And as usual, to turn on the iPhone, press and hold here on the side. And let me walk you through the setup process. So go ahead and slide up here and then choose your language, choose your region. Now here, if you want to set this up manually, meaning set this up as a new phone, you could go ahead and do that, or you could bring in your old iPhone near it. So let me bring this old iPhone near it here. Now, when I bring in a new phone, I'm going to get set up new phone message on the old iPhone. You see that? And if you don't get this, just make sure your Wi-Fi is connected here and you should get that message as long as they're close to each other here. And I'm going to unlock to continue. I'm going to hold here while it's connecting. It's going to use the same Apple ID. Next, I got to hold this phone over this phone and scan this little area here. And then it should take me to this page. It says set up for me. So if you want to set up for a child, you could do that, but I'm going to set up for me here. And it's going to ask me the passcode from the old phone. The new phone doesn't have one yet. I'll put the passcode. And then because this has an eSIM, not a physical SIM card that you could remove and transfer over, it's going to say activating your eSIM. So this happened at my cell phone provider here, but if it hasn't happened for you, it's going to pop up with a phone number here and you'll select it and it's going to connect it. You could do this later too as well if you didn't set this up through your cell phone provider. And it's been set up for me, again, because I set this up through my cell phone provider. If you don't get a message like this, make sure your phone number pops up here. As long as they're close to each other, it's going to deactivate your old SIM card here and activate the new eSIM, which is not a physical SIM card. Press continue. Then you could set up your Face ID. I'll just set this up later. And then here you have 2 options. You could download from iCloud. So that will make sure this phone uploads everything to iCloud. Even if you don't have enough space, it's going to give you enough space. But I like to use this option that just skips iCloud altogether. So I have Wi-Fi enabled here, but I'm not going to upload anything to iCloud. I'm going to choose this one. I'll go ahead and click it. I'll agree. And it says, make this your new iPhone. So it took everything from this phone and it's going to transfer it. It hasn't transferred yet, but I could go ahead and press continue here. And this whole time I'm making sure I keep this old iPhone near the new one so the transfer could take place here. And again, I have Wi-Fi by default turned on here. And on this old phone, I don't have Bluetooth turned on. So I do have Wi-Fi. They're on the same Wi-Fi network here. And you should finally, after about a minute or so, see a screen that says transferring data from this iPhone to your new iPhone. This is really all you have to do. And the estimated time is going to actually go up. So this may take a while. I have quite a bit, maybe over 100 gigabytes on this old iPhone. So this will take a bit of time. But in my experience, it's pretty close to the iCloud method with much less steps. You don't have to back up to iCloud here. It's just transferring physically from this phone to this phone. So I'll let you know how long it takes. Again, I have 100 gigs of data here. It's going to transfer everything, including WhatsApp messages and pretty much everything that is on this phone, including passwords. I'll let you know when it's done. It took roughly 38 minutes on this transfer here. And this one is still coming on, so I'm going to let this come on, but the transfer has been complete. But everything is still on this old phone. So you do have to reset this. But right now you have the exact same things on both phones. And when you unlock this phone, it's going to say erase this phone. You could go ahead and continue if you want to do that. Or you could press not now just to make sure you have everything the same. As you could see, a lot of my apps here, if I go to a different page, a lot of my apps are still downloading here. So I got to make sure all my widgets, all my apps download but everything should be exactly the same. Your messages and everything else, including emails and WhatsApp messages, should be on both phones now. If you decide to erase the old phone, go to settings here. You should have a message here that says erase, so you could go ahead and get started from here. And if you had any issues with your cell phone setup, go to the settings of the new phone right here. For cell phone, just click right here under cell, and this is where you could connect with your existing provider, or you could add an eSIM. So you no longer need a physical SIM with iPhone 14 and later. I hope you found this useful. Make sure to check out the channel for all kinds of tech tips, and I'll see you next time.